Hello and welcome to Nintendo Nostalgia. I'm your host, Jacob Rush. I'm joined by my co-host, Ryan Black, and we are tired, but we're still playing with power. We come to you for a special Christmassy episode today. It's just a shorter special episode this week, guys, because we know Christmas is... Well, we're launching this before Christmas. We try to launch on Mondays, but we're going to launch it a little early. If anything, probably Saturday, the 23rd. But we come to you today for Christmas of 2023 and just wanted to, say Merry Christmas and chit chat for a little bit. So, Ryan, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I've got so much to do the next 3 days to get things ready. But yeah, I got lots of presents to wrap, lots of cleaning to do, lots of decorations to hang. It's going to be a marathon. I have to squeeze in my therapy and a couple other errands too.
Yeah, I feel that. I still have Christmas shopping to do. Today is actually it's the big final shopping push day. So when we're done here, I'm
payday.
I'm taking the boy to grandma's and he's spending most of the day there. Girls are still finishing out school for their Christmas. Today's their last day before Christmas break. So doing all that, got to get a couple more things for the wifey and then mainly Riley and Jack. I think Charlotte's done. And then, I got to get just like some family members, little things here who I've been assigned to. So it's the final haul. And honestly, I mean, if I could have it my way, I would have had all the shopping done back in like November, right after Thanksgiving or something. But it's just the more bills you have, the more kids you have, the more places and things you got to do. You got to balance your money out and where you're spending and what you're spending it on and when the bills come out. So unfortunately this year it's just fallen to where like I'm going to have to get the majority of my Christmas shopping done today. So, I mean, I'm not worried. It's not like Turbo. It's not like Jingle All the Way. I'm not looking for a Turbo Man or anything like that. So I should be fine, on
not to pay scalper prices or anything like that.
Correct. But, so I guess, what's something you're hoping you get for Christmas this year? Like, what's like the number one gift? If you can think of like, what are you hoping that you get?
Oh gosh. That's a tough question. Gosh, you got me. As far as video games go, I'm really looking forward to getting Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, nice.
Switch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that game. But like, gosh, I would say probably like my number one gift. So I gave a secret, or I gave my family my wish list, Christmas wish list, but Draco asked for a separate one, just for, to go off of that I didn't send to everyone else. And so I took some time to think about it, and I realized, like, of all the things, like, I put on there, like, repaired and working Virtual Boy, but what I really, really wanted was, like, the Little Nemo completed works, the comic strip. Those of you who don't know, Little Nemo is it's an old comic strip in the early 1900s. I want to say, like, 30s and 40s, maybe?
Really? Okay.
But there was a show or a movie that they put out. Buena Vista distributed it in the U.S. It's very like animated, kind of like a Miyazaki or something like that, like a Don Bluth type thing.
Yeah.
But it's just this kid's adventures whenever he goes to sleep in Slumberland, and I wanted to get the whole like comic book collected works. Really experienced that for the first time since I really really loved the show or the movie, and just wanted to go back and see what it was all about.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay, that's cool. Well, hopefully you do get that. That'd be sweet. For myself, I had my wife finally did it. I don't know, past couple of years she hasn't done it, but this year I finally convinced her to do it. I basically just put a wish list together and then I gave it to her and then I told her to distribute it to amongst family members,
Mm-hmm.
grandma's moms, and her mom, my mom, and other people, and within herself. So I kind of expect to get everything I asked for, but I don't know where it's coming from and when I'm getting it because Christmas is having different. So I think that's a fun time. I guess it's just the way you make it fun as an adult is you don't know
Mm-hmm.
who's getting it for you. So
So
I
I'm gonna guess
did that.
your favorite the video game you're most looking forward to getting is Everybody Want to Switch.
No, no, no. No, no, no. I honestly, um, I mean, I would not be against testing it out. I'm sure it's terrible. You've played it, right? Have you played it?
I have not played it yet though, but I hear that it's better than what people say it is.
Yeah, I honestly can't think it's honestly dirt trash bad. I mean, I really am surprised at how much Nintendo has like pretended like it doesn't exist when like
Hmm.
1-2 Switch wasn't any better. Like, it was this essentially almost the same thing.
It was a tech
Um,
demo. It was fun for the little bit that I played it.
Sure, but they charged us a full $60 for that game, and that should have been
Hmm.
like a $20 game in my personal opinion. But um, Kyle didn't even dare open it up when he got it we had our nostalgia Christmas last Saturday, and he didn't even dare open it up. And I was like, man, we should have. It would have been fun. Stupid. We were all hanging out, so we should have
Yeah,
done that.
we got together, did a white elephant gift exchange, and
Yeah.
my gift that I brought was one two switch, wrapped in a box. It wasn't clear what was in it, and I also slipped in one of those horse head masks so that it looks like the character on the cover of the
I put
game.
that mask on, and I was tasting latex the rest of the night. I'm not kidding. I could smell, I could taste it just a little bit. Like, oh, that was a bad idea.
I
Thankfully, I'm
probably
not
should have
allergic.
opened it up and aired it out a little bit before I gave it away. But
Yeah, thankfully I wasn't allergic, but yeah, you're right. It was strong. But e- game wise, honestly, and this will be blasphemy, and you would have never heard me say this back when this show launched in 2016. I I'm looking forward to getting Final Fantasy VII remaster, whatever
remake, yeah.
remake for the
Cool. Well done.
PS5. I just it that game. It's so Final Fantasy VII. It's always been it's like the Ocarina of Time for Final Fantasy games, right? Kind of considered that.
Yeah, yeah, in a lot of ways.
So I've always wanted to play it, and I know basis of the story and some things that happen, but um, I never had PS5 to do it. Two, I've had a hard time always getting into that style of an RPG. It's very grindy, very back and forth, um, difficult stuff. So, um, you know, I I've never really allowed myself to play it. And I've demoed it out at Kyle's and I've looked into it and I know it's more of like actiony RPG now. It's very fast moving, fast paced, and I can handle those types of RPGs. And it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just really excited to be able to play this. And who knows, maybe I'll love it so much it'll unlock a Xenoblade taste in my mouth, because I know that they play the similar too. It's more actiony RPG and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that game. Honestly, that's the one game that I think of, and I'm just like, ooh, I can't wait to sit down and just play this game. I can't wait to dive into
Yeah,
the world. So I'm really excited
yeah.
for that.
I was getting some FOMO as well when I was watching you guys play at the Christmas party. I'm like, man, I need a PS5 now.
Oh yeah, dude, PS5. It is nice to have. I'm glad I finally bit the bullet. I traded it. I maybe not have even said it on the show because I don't know if we were on hiatus or not yet, but I essentially traded in my OG Switch because Lindsay had bought me an OLED Switch on a whim, random one time, just to say she loves me, which was amazing. So I had my OG Switch, and basically I traded that in with the original Joy Cons and a couple games, and that paid for literally over half. I think I only paid $100 out of pocket
Wow.
for it, and my old Switch originally covered it, which was hard to do. You guys know me; I'm a hoarder, but I did that, and getting that PS5. it's really nice when I see games get announced and it's not coming to Nintendo. I'm like, well, get on my PS5, and I'm glad that I can play some amazing games. So,
Jurassic
um,
Park.
yes, mainly that one is going to be so amazing. I cannot wait to get that. I was trying to find more info on it the other day, and like they got nothing outside that trailer, but that's going to be great. So that, and then the Final Fantasy, the sequel to this, I guess not the sequel, the second part, because
Yeah.
it's such a massive game, is actually coming out in like I think February and March, which is awesome because I'm going on paternity leave
Hmm.
in March 23rd is when the baby is due. So whenever and that literally falls right after like my spring break is supposed to end. And
Hmm.
then I'm on paternity leave for 8 weeks through my school. It's paid paternity leave. And then, I mean, essentially, once the baby's here, I'm done with school. Honestly, I pretty much get like a 5 month, 5 to 6 month summer break. Um,
Yeah.
because paternity leave takes me out through the rest of the school year, and
And, uh,
it's pretty
I
wild.
think
I'll
this
have a
is the
lot of
first
game
time that
time.
I think this is the first time that you've mentioned that to our listeners that you have a baby on the way. Maybe you've mentioned it before, but
Uh, I don't know. I mean, maybe I have. It hasn't really been the focus, I guess. We've been doing these deep dives and stuff, but yeah, there we do have one more crazy kid on the way. If I have not mentioned that, we have not told
that's a
anyone the
wonderful gift.
gender. It is a wonderful gift. So my life is already insane. So let's throw one more in there. Why not? Um,
Got to get a bigger house.
oh my gosh, don't even remind me. We can't even fit in the one we fit in now. So yes, we hopefully can get a bigger house maybe within the next 2 to 3 years. That's the wish. But we'll
Yeah.
we'll one bridge at a time, right?
I've
So
got one on sale in my neighborhood here.
mhm. Well, we'll have to consider and look around. Although with today's economy, it's hard to even want to move with how
Yeah.
overpriced everything is. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, we that's what I'm looking forward to is Final Fantasy. And then I did ask for a couple other games. I did ask for like I always love getting like a cash stack of like just eShop money or now
Hmm.
PlayStation money, just because there's always those little games that like, oh, that looks fun. I'd love to pick that up, and you just have the money for it. So I definitely know that the Jurassic Park collection has been on my list to get. I'm going to get
Hmm.
that for the Switch. Um, you know, I definitely will get that. I did ask for the Batman trilogy for Switch,
Hmm.
and I asked for Mario RPG, obviously for Switch. So I did ask for this cool like it's like this. I did some research. I hope I get it. I asked for this like it's like a portable, I don't know, like deck thing that you slide your Switch screen into, and it's GameCube design. It's got the same colored buttons set up
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
the types of the way it would be set up, but to a Switch format. But it looks and feels like a Nintendo GameCube. So I did ask for that to play in portable mode with it. So I'm hoping to get that. I think it was like $80 online and it had great
Hmm.
reviews. So I'm like, why not? It's something that like I don't necessarily need, but I'd be like, that'd be cool to have because I play handheld so much more now than I
Yeah.
ever have, and um, so that'd be cool to have.
Man.
I did want to get that PlayStation like portable one screen too. It's like a Switch thing, but it's like the
Yeah.
one there sold out everywhere, and it's like $250. So I
Yeah.
figured
Yeah.
it's a bit overpriced, especially for it's not. I mean,
You're
it's
basically
not.
paying for a Wii U that doesn't even come with its own like console or whatever. But
Right. The only reason I'd want it is for the same thing as the Switch effect, where like I could lay in my bed and play a
yeah.
PlayStation game. But I don't think that difference is worth $250 difference right there.
Yeah.
Um, so that those game wise, that's what I asked for. Again, it's just I hope I get those. If I had a wish list of something I wish I could get that I didn't ask for, something that I don't necessarily need, maybe like a collection wise, is honestly I would like to get an OG brick Game Boy. I it's been on I every time Christmas comes by, the last 3 or 4 years, I'm always like I need one. Like I don't have one in my
Hmm.
collection, and it kind of bugs me. I have a Pocket, I've got a Color, I've got my OG Advance, I've got an SP, I've got a DS, I've got a 3DS, I've got a DSi. but I don't have the OG Game Boy, which is the probably the most played handheld system I ever had as a kid. And I got a Pocket too. So, I just need a gray brick Game Boy. That looks good. I don't want a crappy one, or anything. So if I could add to my wish list, I would be try to get something like that. But again, it's like it's never something that's like, oh, I like desperately got to have this, so I can never like rush out to go get one or anything. But if I ever come across one that's cheap, probably pick it up. Um, but yeah, I mean, really, that's kind of it. Lots of individual things, but looking forward to Christmas. The whole season of Christmas, Ryan. I guess if we want to throw in some nostalgia here, I would like to mention just like maybe a Christmas memory you got and the time, what you remember, what maybe some memories you have around this season, because obviously we're talking about Christmas Day, but I have a lot of nostalgia memory with you, specifically because like when, especially in those teenage years when our nostalgia is really, our memory banks are really strong. I would always go to your house over Christmas break and we would play our new games I mean, it was never just it was very rare where I'd go and spend the night at your house on a Friday night and go like it was normally like a weekend thing or it's a couple day
Mm-hmm.
sleepover if I'm coming to your place, and just because at that time it's really kind of funny that that was considered long distance. Like I could drive down to the south side right now. Yeah, I know that's like a 30-minute drive, but I don't view that as in today's world, 30 minutes away is not far away. You know what I mean?
No, and if you're in California, 3 hours is close.
Right. Yeah. So
It's relative.
it's just funny how like that mindset of like, oh, like they're on the south side of Indy, we're on the east side of Indy, like that was long distance. Like, even, I mean, the phone, we could
Yeah,
have like when it was just
yeah,
landlines, it was considered long distance to call to the south side of the city, like
yeah.
ridiculous. So it was limited when we could talk, but yeah, that's why we'd spend multiple days together if we did if it when it did happen, especially around because New Year's Eve, you guys would always come over to my family's for New Year's Eve parties. Just we've got a lot, and we've got a lot of future years of this show, so I don't want to like say every memory that we have, but can you think of any like a prime time memory that maybe you've gotten for something you've gotten for Christmas, and maybe a time when we hung out, we could
Yeah.
maybe talk about.
Gosh. I gotta think back. It's hard to sift through like the big ones for me, like highlight or like the Super Bowl parties, which is after Christmas time. So,
Yeah.
let's see here.
Still spills into that. I mean, that's the winter, the winter season, and
Yeah,
we'd still
yeah. I
be
love just
playing
when we got to
stuff.
hang out around the holidays. We got games to talk about, but then also like we talk about the latest Nintendo Power together. And like I had the
Yeah.
stack of Nintendo Powers, and you just like go through
Yeah.
them, and we look at the different pictures together, and just like geek out. And I know
Yeah.
we were already talking about can't wait for E3 to come.
Oh man, rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad to see that's a fossil now. So, but it's really awesome to know that we have these memories to look back on, and we may not be able to just get together over winter break as often, but it's pretty cool just to know that everything is going well, and just I just wish that we could go back to some of those kid things. We just have like a slumber party. We go through magazines. We just pour over the latest Nintendo news and just have some fun. And it's one thing where we get together and play a game here or there, or get together with nostalgia crew. But like, it'd be nice to just be like, bros hanging out in a bedroom, parents making us food, and
Yeah.
and just gaming all day.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I agree. I agree entirely. I think maybe a Christmas memory that I'll pull out of what I got one Christmas, and then something that ties to of hanging out with you was I we'll go to Christmas of 2006. I was a freshman in high school, and this year was the year the Wii launched, and it was a
Yeah.
big, massive deal. I mean, the Wii took the world by storm. It was Nintendo had found some gold here, and it was all about the new Wii motion controller. Motion controls
Hmm.
were hot, and that new Zelda was come out. Not Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess.
Hmm.
Um, to be honest, it was probably it was the last time before Breath of the Wild that we had like a massive like Zelda game build up like that, like whoa, like of a launch game and stuff like that. It came out for GameCube as well on the back end, but and Wii. But I remember just hoping that my mom got it, and
Hmm.
it was thinking back, it was really a big ask, and my
Yeah.
mom really pulled through. Like my mom, if you know my mom is like she's a disciplined church goer. She never misses church, and she didn't miss church. But and she's a nighttime nurse, so she's always to this day still working nights and just works so hard. And I remember her telling me on Christmas that how she got it because I had friends that didn't get it. Daniel Deputy, their parents didn't find one. They got them games and controllers, and then a note saying, "Sorry, we'll 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 get the system when it comes out when we can find it in the store." So they got everything for a system, but not a system to play it on, which I could only
Hmm.
imagine is like kind of sucks. You know what I mean? I feel like that
Hmm.
would be more painful to like have everything, but the one thing you need to actually play it with, that would be
Yeah.
painful. You know what I mean?
That'd be hard.
That would be hard. But yeah, my mom told me that she went out to the Target on East Washington Street before like an hour or two before it even opened because
I frequent that place now. That's funny.
do you? Yeah, she went there and she waited in line in the cold. It was actually cold that Christmas, unlike this year. And it was um yeah, I think they said we only have six Wii's in stock. So they're taking the first six people in line, and she was like the fifth person, and that's how she was able to get me my Wii. Which is just, knowing my mom, and this was before church on Sunday after she had worked all night long. So it's just like, like I don't know if she worked, but I just know that my mom would always go above and beyond to make anything happen for any of her kids. And one of
Yeah.
the many reasons why she's such an amazing mother to have. But I remember that memory, and then I did get the Wii pack-in game, obviously Wii Sports, and I got Zelda, and I was very lucky because I ended up breaking my one of my fingers in wrestling that year, and it was on my right hand, and
Hmm.
I remember being a bit worried about like you know, not being able to play games or whatever because I had a giant cast down it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it worked to the point where like I could just slid that Wiimote down the hole there. I could grip it with the fingers that I had available, and I was still able to play games, whatever and whatnot. So um,
I
that's what
remember
I
that.
remember. And then I remember the memory I have tied to that with Zelda was I did go to your place, and I just remember hacking up the entire system, taking it to your place. And then we both were playing Twilight Princess on two separate TVs, like
Yes.
together but separate separate our own
Yeah.
files and stuff. And I remember hooking it up to your parents' living room television. And man, the
Go
Wii,
back and forth between
yeah,
the rooms.
yes. And I mean, that's how we hung out. We didn't have to be playing a game like a two-player game. We just played our own games and we talked and like, check this out. Hey, man, how'd you do this? Like that was hanging out, and that was fun. We
Yeah.
did it together and, um, eat garbage and whatnot too. So
I
it's,
don't know about garbage. My mother, like, okay, so the food's the big thing. Like, whenever friends came over, like, especially during the holidays, like, she loved making her chip beef gravy and biscuits.
oh,
And, like,
yeah.
she'd always make scrambled eggs and, just,
I mean, it's not
sometimes
garbage.
bacon, like,
I don't mean garbage and like this is
Southern
bad.
comfort.
I'm just mean like we are just overly eating
Oh,
carbs
yeah.
and fatty, delicious tasting foods and candy. There's always candy involved.
Yep.
So like we're consuming way more than we should be for people just sitting down playing video games 24/7. So it's
Living life.
we were living life, YOLO. So it was fun, great memories. I just remember that season and really enjoying that. And Wii Sports was such a revolutionary thing. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
big sports
Bowling.
games player, but like it was so fun because everyone wanted to play. My mom and dad wanted to play games, and they never play video games.
Yeah.
Siblings wanted people who never played at that time. Everyone was coming together like, "Hey, let's play Wii bowling." You got New Year's Eve party. Everyone, I'm positive when you guys came over, like your mom, dad, like our whole family was playing Wii bowling and stuff together.
Yes.
While and our parents loved to normally just play cards back then, but
Yep.
they were, people were stopping to play some Wii, and that was cool. So that's a key memory I have locked away in my nostalgia bank. But
great times.
You got anything else? If not, I think we can let our listeners go, and they can enjoy the rest of their festive season as they get ready for Christmas.
Yeah, I think the big thing was just talking about the food and enjoying that, and my mom's cooking was great.
And my mom always
really
made her homemade pizzas, and frosted brownies every year. Oh, and nachos. That's pretty much the staple New Year's Eve food we'd always have.
Good times.
Freaking best.
It's I would love to have like a Christmas time like spent with hang out with your family and stuff, and just like after we get done with Christmas, maybe like a Christmas Eve or the next day or something, we get together and do Christmas together or something. It'd be cool to do that. I know we don't have any kids over here, but well, I mean, we'll eventually be adopting some kids, so we'll have a kid at some point. So
yeah, one bridge at a time.
Yep.
Well, Ryan, you want to just remind everybody where they can find us? I'm sure they know by now, but we always cap off this.
Anybody new jumping in? You never know. I mean, we had to build our listenership back up again, and there's probably new people that will discover us. So
yeah, for Christmas, keep spreading the word for us, guys. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys are a gift. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora Podcasts, YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook at Nintendonos, on TikTok at Nintendo_NOS, at X Twitter at Nintendo_NOS, Instagram at Nintendonostalgiain. Shoot us an email at Nintendonostalgiain at gmail.com. And you can also call into our nostalgia hotline, share your memories, and show us some love at 317-969-5690. Guys, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. We wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and later, Preston.
Bye. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.